What are you doing, Heidi?
Well, just the downfall of the new toolbox.
Yeah,
The lid's heavy.
not when we fill it up.
Right.
So Heidi's organizing something here, but this is going to be one of the segments on making it our own.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream. The reason we're getting out the electrical toolbox, though, to even do any kind of work, is all having to do with this pass-through. And see how dark it is? And I gotta push the button, and then the light comes on, then I forget to push the button when I close the door. Floor gets warm inside the RV, just from the heat from the lamp. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get some lights in here that lights everything up, and hopefully does it automatically. So I bought a little kit. I'll give you the links down below for all this stuff, and basically it's to install LED lights anywhere you may need them. You cut them to length. You can make them any length that you want, and in this case I'm going to make them motion sensing lights with these things here. So again, all the links will be down below for this. So what I want to do in here is pull down this panel, this ASDEL. That's what they use here to kind of cover up the channel. But I'm going to pull down this ASDEL so I can access this light and the wiring that goes to it. Actually, I could probably just tie in over here to this wiring, but there's quite a bit over here, and I want to make sure that I get something that is not critical. You know, I just want to use the electrical that's up here. Then I'm going to go over and do the same on that side. I don't expect you to see it because of the how bright it is over there. But in the meantime, I've got to find a place for the lights. And I think what I'm going to do is place the lights on the inside here of one of these big aluminum subframes, or trusses, or cross braces, or whatever you want to call it. Floor supports. Yeah, floor supports. I guess that's what they are. And that way, when the light shines, you know, the worst thing you can have is an LED that just blows blinding light straight in your eye, to where whatever illumination you get doesn't work quite well. I was thinking at some point, you know, I wanted to run it like this way, but although I could do that on the front wall, there's still going to be stuff in the way, and it's going to be visible, which I'm not going for looks here. I'm going for function. But again, I don't want that LED light to be shining in my eyes, so I need to run it as much as possible up here. Now, it's pretty long, and I would like to utilize the majority of it, so I might have to run up one side, over, and then down the other side, where again, some LED, it might shine in my face. I don't know. You can cut them to any length you want. I'm just wanting to utilize and get as much light in here as possible. I mean, if you're going to power a light, why not make it overly bright? I mean, that way, I've never known anybody that says, oh my God, the pass-through lighting, or the lighting in this closet, or the lighting underneath my bed, or the lighting in the bed of my truck is just entirely too bright. I wish it was dimmer. At night, that might be a case, but you know, I don't expect to leave it on all the time. It is going to be automatically turned on and off. So once the panel's down, this is all it looks like here. Actually, I can see some boot prints on there. I don't know if they come out of camera. It's like people were walking on this. So I'm considering just leaving the light in there, just in case this LED fails for some reason. You know, we do have a light still that functions. The wiring that goes to this is pretty heavy duty compared to the light that, or the wire that's actually needed for a little tiny LED. But yeah, it's kind of funny that you can see where they were walking on it. I was just editing the video on this and realized I really didn't show you the components or anything. I just did the installation, and I definitely wanted to go over that. So of course, this stuff, again, the links are going to be down below for this. You're going to need wire connectors. which I'll find those for you so you can see them. We just picked them up at Lowe's, but Lowe's changes their inventory a lot, so I'll try to find something on Amazon that will work. I mean, you could just twist the wires together and put electrical tape on it if you want, but I want to make sure the connection was a little bit better than that. So when you order your LED strip, it's going to look like this. And if you don't know anything about LEDs, basically these things are pretty, I mean, they're flexible, they do all kinds of stuff, but they do have a limit. Now on the back there is a 3M press adhesive that does a pretty good job on smooth, clean surfaces, but it won't work on certain things, like unfortunately that Asdel that we have. That's why we have things like this. We bought clips that clip over this, and we'll hold it up there. Even that is a little bit touchy to get it to hold. It has a protective bubble on it, I guess you can say. So what you're going to do is, it's going to be indicated with a pair of scissors where you can cut this at, and you can see it. You can cut it every so many inches. Every 3 LEDs you can cut it, and that's for the entire roll. Now here's the thing. Everywhere you cut it at, if you peel back a little bit of this gummy, protective, clear coat stuff that's on there, you can make a connection, and again the links will be down below, with one of these. And what you do is you just open this up, which this is probably the trickiest part for me. You open this up, there's a couple of little leads there, they're like little sharp teeth. And then if you look here, there's a couple of little copper colored pieces. That's actually the connections. There's a positive and a negative. You just make sure the wires match as such, and then you put this on there and make sure that those two pieces are touching. Again, you have to peel away this rubberized stuff. You can't do it through that rubberized stuff, and it's real easy to peel it away. I mean, it'll literally tear away when you cut it. You can just pull off what you want. It'll rip like, let's say, Gorilla Tape or duct tape. It'll rip off just this rubber part. And then you put this piece on there and you clip it closed, and it'll make the connection needed. So now you can wire it even further. So a lot of people think, oh man, I've got to use the whole roll. Now I do that because I want all the light in the world, and I don't want to waste any of the LED. But you're going to run into situations where you need to cut it and terminate, put a new end on it, maybe go around a corner through a bulkhead, something like that, and then restart it again. And you can do that with these connectors. And then once you get it to where you need, you just peel off the back, and it's just like anything else. It's just double-sided tape. You just push it up against anything clean and it will stay there. It does a pretty good job. You know, it has its limits, but it does a pretty good job overall. This is the stuff that the RV industry uses, even just for, you know, putting LED lights in their RV. Let me show you. For example, you could see there's LED lights up in here, and it's pretty much the same thing, a little bit different shape, but I can see in there the places that you can actually cut this. We could add to this, we could take away from this. Same with the LEDs that are outside on the awning. So again, I mention it, I don't want to leave you guys hanging. There's links in the description that will take you to all this stuff, and it's pretty much just plug and play like I showed you. Now there are some other things. Also, these are the motion sensors. They are adjustable from anywhere from 1 to 10 minutes before they shut off. It's a 360, not quite, view, looking down. So not, I won't say 360, it's 360 this way. Probably 180 this way, 180 this way. But it's real simple. Just be aware, read the instructions. You have your input and your output. It can be either 12 volt or 24 volt. And you're looking at negative, positive input, positive, negative output. Just remember that the positives are in the middle, the negatives are on the outside, and the output's on this side, the input's on this side. And then you mount this somewhere where, as you'll see in the video, you know, you just make some motion and it pops on. And then again, you can set the amount of time you want it to stay on before it shuts off. If you're in there moving around, you pretty much can just set it on 1 minute, because you're always going to be moving around, and keeping it activated. So real simple, you just find your 12-volt power source, you tap into it, you run a couple wires on the input side, the plus and negative, and then on the output you just positive and negative to the LED light, and that's it. That's as simple as it gets. All right, let's get back to the results. Okay, so we've been dragging around. We did another project. If you guys want to go check out that, talk about the Level Mate Pro. This is done, and I wanted to show it to you before we put our stuff back. Unfortunately, there's some lights going on there, and I was trying to, I must have got too close to the sensor. It'll shut off in a minute. It must be 1 full minute for sure.
Just of catching it.
Yeah.
Catching us.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so here's the deal. We set it up for motion sensing, so when we open this door, the lights will come on. You can see they're not the best. You know, it doesn't light up everything to the point where you're blinded, but you can see what's going on in here. I would say that this area here might be a little bit darker than I liked, but it's still doing a pretty good job. And we still have the manual light, right? I still can turn that light on. It's just we forget about it. So that's that side. How about in here? There you go. Lights set up pretty well. Not bad. Didn't have a lot of choices where to put the light strip, but it does the job. And then of course over here in this side, this is a separate set of lights. And you can see it lights up our bay there, and then all that in there. So Christmas in the pass-through. This is about us making it our own, and I think that this will do us pretty well. I still want to work on that plumbing and the amount that it hangs down. I want to tuck that up there a little bit higher. Not this one so much. That one's all right, but that one over there, I'd like to do something about that. And yeah, so I think this bay here, I'd like to put some LED lights in, because there's nothing in there right now, but we've got to do some shelf work in there before we do it. And look for more projects, of course. As always, we got projects going on that keep us pretty busy. Like I said, other than the LED lights, there's a couple more inside that I have to do, I think. Yeah, it just seems like it's never ending at this point.